When you ponder the word hope, what rises up in your mind and heart? I confess that when I think of the word hope, what comes to mind immediately is the first part of a poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. For me, not only is that my favorite definition of hope, but it's also the way I've always pictured the Holy Spirit works. Imagine the Holy Spirit as a tiny, vibrant bird, a divine life force deep within us that never quits. And within our being, this spirit is singing its heart out, even without words, because words aren't needed. Just the sure reality and confidence that God, that hope, perches firmly within us and can never be shaken. And that sweet, constant singing is enlivening, undergirding, strengthening us all the time without our awareness, without conscious thought or speech. What I also love about the word hope is that it can be used both as a noun and a verb. We put our hope in God or in others or in a particular outcome. Yet hope is also something you and I actively do. We hope that peace will one day come, so we live and act accordingly with kindness, compassion, justice. We hope for a deeper understanding in all our polarized differences and between those most different from us. So we work at becoming the beloved community. We work at being hope for others and becoming a place of hope, a place of true welcome and acceptance. One of the best ways we do that individually, I believe, is the ways that you and I can carry hope for another when for them life feels like all hope is lost. By our quiet presence with them, our prayers, our witness, we embody hope for those who most need it, until that time when they can once again feel and know that thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Another way we actively hope is suggested by the work the Episcopal Church is doing as part of its commitment to racial healing, reconciliation, and justice, along with the traditional themes for each Sunday in Advent: hope, peace, joy, love. They have chosen a theme for each week to help us in our journey of becoming the beloved people. And the theme for this first week of Advent is truth-telling. It's a fitting pairing, I believe, because how do we dare to listen to another's difficult truth, a truth perhaps we have ignored or denied? How can we do this without hope? If we did not have hope in the power of the Holy Spirit to guide us, we could not begin. But yet, because we do put our hope in God, because we do hope in forgiveness, in reconciliation, in transformation, we can dare to begin. We can dare to tell the truth and to listen fully and openly to another's truth. Whenever I think about hope and telling the truth and the power of speaking it, I'm reminded of another poet, Howard Thurman. He wasn't just a poet, however. He was also a Baptist minister, theologian, civil rights activist, one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s chief mentors. After a visit in India with Gandhi in 1935, Thurman became committed to the work of seeking common ground. And in 1944, co-founded the first integrated interfaith, intercultural religious congregation in the United States, the Church for the Fellowship of All Peoples, a congregation in San Francisco that is still going strong today. Thurman was a prolific author, and this is one of his poem prayers about the hope of Advent. I will light candles this Christmas, candles of joy despite all sadness, candles of hope where despair keeps watch, candles of courage for fears ever present, candles of peace for tempest-tossed days, candles of grace to ease heavy burdens, candles of love to inspire all living, candles that will burn all year long. One last thought about hope and lighting candles and telling truth. In the wonderful way that the synchronicity of the calendar often reminds us that God is in and through all things, you probably know that not only is today the first Sunday of Advent, where we light the candle of hope, tonight also begins the first day of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights, which celebrates the hope of the candle flame that continued to burn bright for 8 days, though the supply of oil had run dry. We are more united with each other than we can imagine. So inspired by God, may you and I light candles of hope all year long. May we be hope for others as we carry them in our hearts and as we listen to their truth. And may we continue to sing, even without the words, and never stop at all.